Good evening, everyone. Welcome to At America TV. My name is Aninda, one of the guests here in At America. It's really nice to see you all. We hope you're all doing well and staying safe at home. For those of you who just joined us for the first time, At America is the U.S. Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. We have moved temporarily to a digital platform so you can enjoy our events from the comfort of your own home. On this event, we'll be having Global Entrepreneurship Week, Power Up Your Collaboration. But before I begin, let's break the ice with a little trivia. The question for today is, true or false, collaboration in business can help to save money? I'll repeat once again, true or false, collaboration in business can help to save money. You can start typing your answer on our social media because in the end of the event, we'll do a live shout out for those of you who can get the answer correctly. Other than that, don't forget to take a selfie and tag at America's Instagram account. Without further ado, please welcome our today's moderator, Mas Adrian Hafiz, co-founder of Collaborasi.co. Time is yours.
Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. So tonight it's me again, Adrian Hafiz, who gonna guide you through a very fruitful discussion that we're gonna have tonight with our guest speaker, Mbak Nui. But before we invite Mbak Nui on board, I'm gonna introduce her a little bit about the background and the work experience, and so you can understand how her experience about collaborations can also be your lessons tonight to power up your business, your study, or even your work. So our guest speaker tonight is Mbak Ade Nurul Safrina, but we usually call her Mbak Nui. She graduated from University of Indonesia, taking Bachelor of Arts in Economics with focus on finance and economics. After that, she continues her study taking master degree at University of Illinois with focus on policy and economics. After she finished her study, she goes through a very exciting journey as a professional, starting from an analyst for Citibanks and then taking 1 year work with an NGO with a Copernic doing a social project in East Indonesia. After that, she goes back to um, work as an investment analyst in Vanax Venture Capital, and then she jumped back again to a social sector, which this time she joined We Care ID, a social enterprise focusing on strategic partnership. She also has a lot of experience in broadcasting and media industry as she used to work as a economic and business journalist for Berita Satu Media Holdings and also as an economic news anchor at CNBC Indonesia. Currently, she is running several ventures. One of it is Berdaya Krui, a social enterprise focused on empowering a village through tourism and entrepreneurship initiatives. She's also running a property business, a dorm, and also running a constructor business, a data decon. So, with that unique combination of experience from finance to social enterprises to investment and back to property business, now we're going to invite her on stage to listen and understand the best practice that she learned throughout her career about collaborations. So, please welcome Mbak Nui.
Hello, thank you
Okay,
so much. Thank you so much for the
Nui,
introduction.
you can share screen and the
Okay.
time is yours.
Okay. Thank you so much, Yahya, for the introduction. First of all, I want to say good evening, everyone. I am Ade Safrina Nasution. Most of the people knows me as a news anchor, but some of my closest friends knows me as an entrepreneur, and obviously everyone knows me as a mother of two. In this event, it will be such an honor for me to present you about the benefits of collaborations that bring so much fruitful stuff to my company, my ventures, and especially my personal growth as well. And because in this session, I will be acting as a managing director and strategic director for Berdaya Kui, which is a social enterprise that I started back in 2019. Some of the study case that I will be presenting tonight is exclusively about Berdaya Krui, which is a responsible tourism resource initiative in Lampung, Indonesia. And let's take a look. If I want to say I'm grateful because this is started, it would be such an understatement because Berdaya Krui basically one of my proudest achievement, and it has been my long time dream to have such social enterprise like this. It started back in 2016. Me and my husband has this resort in South Sumatra, Lampung. It's called Cabana Surf and Stay. Back then, we didn't see a lot of community collaborations between local community, between government, between private sectors, between business owners who have hospitality businesses in there. And in 2018, when the constructions of the hotel finished, I started this social movement called Berdaya Krui, which in April 2019, it has become a social enterprise focusing on economic empowerment for the local community in Krui. And we are also trying to make a Desa Berdaya, a responsible resort initiative, which is still in the running of plan, but postponed because of the pandemic. But our goal is to create a local tourism program that not only become a paradise and a place to visit for tourists, but also as an empowerment hub for local economy. And I wouldn't say it can be as growing as now if I didn't collaborate. I want to tell you about Krui is, you know, it is one of the most beautiful places that I have visited, and I'm proud to call my second home as because yeah, I have a lot of business there, and especially Berdaya Krui, I consider it as my child. I started growing it from zero and so on. But what I really want to express in here is that Krui has the most pristine and best surfing beach in the world, but still lack of a proper tourism activities, still lack of community involvement, still lack of community collaborations between government and so many stakeholders, the visitor, the people, and everything. And I started Berdaya Krui because I want to create a hub of collaborations between the stakeholders in Krui. Well, for short, I invite you guys to come to Krui and especially trying all the activities that Berdaya Krui provided and staying at our Desa Berdaya Krui homestay. Next, if I want to describe about the importance of collaborations, first of all, we are at our very, very humanly level, we are a social creature. We cannot live, we cannot exist, we cannot stand by our own self. Not necessarily that we are not independent, but we are born to be dependent to each other. And if we're thinking about um, we are going to be into some bigger existence that we are individually, which is company, the company itself coming from the term of you and other people. We need a company. A company need us. So company means there's this several of people collaborate for one vision and mission. And for me, Berdaya Krui, 90% of everything that we do was made from collaborations and continuing collaborations. And collaborations, the benefits of it, first of all, is the involvement of a wide range of expertise. Because in Berdaya Krui, we are having a lot of programs with focus on educations and hunger eradication, and then also hospitality. And if we can do it, if we do it by ourselves, it would be impossible. So we are collaborating with BUMDes, Badan Usaha Milik Desa. We are collaborating with our venture builder, which is socialinnovation.id. We are collaborating with Mas Adrian Hafiz, our mentor. We are collaborating with a lot of brands, Mata Indonesia for our merchandise. We are collaborating with PHRI, Persatuan Holder Republik Indonesia. We are collaborating with local schools in there. So basically, involvement of a wide range of expertise. And the second one is access to supporting funding resources. Yeah, we are collaborating with ventures, with accelerators for us to open up so many door of opportunities for funding resources. And we are also collaborating with a local bank for some funding, local funding for our Rumah Pintar Walur and so on. That would be just such an example. And other points are co-productions of research questions and knowledge, of course, and mutual ownership of a project. Basically, collaborations is our our blood in Berdaya Krui. And why do we want to start Berdaya Krui at the very first start is also because we want to flourish the collaboration, especially in Krui Hub. And I wouldn't be too long, but this is the study case that we have in Berdaya Purposeful Programs. It's our programs. It's basically a mindful tourism programs that we have. Our four top programs are Berdaya English Class, Berdaya Klinik Kopi Krui, Berdaya Food Bank, and Berdaya Merchandise. And they are all made of pure collaboration. In Berdaya English Class, we conduct a 3-month training of English class consists of conversation, writing, and theoretical skill escorted by professional English teacher by our collaboration partners, which is Krui Twins English course. That's a 3 months curriculum program. But sometimes there are some, open up classes, like pop up classes that we conduct with collaborating with local tourists. They come to our homestay, that also visiting other hotels and so on. So basically, it's a collaboration induced program. It's it's us and other parties, but we make it happen. And up until now, we have conducted 3 batches for the students, the kids, the children in Korea, and we have been training around 50 up to 3. We trained around 120 students since 2019 up until now. So what we want to create is a supplementary education for elementary school, because in national schools in there are not, they didn't have a sufficient class for English programs and so on. And we are very happy with the results because this is a free program, and we are collaborating with our BUMDes, Desa Berdaya Homestay. So some of our profits that we have from homestay goes to the fee for the teacher at Krui Twins English course, which is our collaborating partners to teach this students. And what we know, collaboration really make a lot of efficiency, especially for our cost, and especially for the people who sign up for our classes, compared to registering for English courses with cost them around $200 per person per courses. In Berdaya English class, it will be a free. We only have the cost as from Berdaya. We only have the cost for the teachers that teaches us, and it's all full collaborations between Berdaya Krui and Krui Twins English course. So yes, indeed, in the first session, at America has this trivia. Do you think collaboration will cost you, or it will make a lot of cost efficiency? For Berdaya Krui, it is a pure 100% cost efficiencies for us and for the students. Next, we have another program, which is Berdaya SME Development. In this, we are nurturing local entrepreneurs and generating quality jobs for durable economic growth while also reducing poverty for people in Krui area. Currently, we have one local SME who under our supervision, which is Clinic Kopi Krui, and we are collaborating as well. This is a 100% full collaborating programs as well, where we collaborate with Persatuan Hotel Republik Indonesia Pesisir Barat dan Asosiasi Petani Kopi Liwa. So tourists can try to taste the coffees and then going to a coffee plantations of Kopi Liwa, and we are just connecting them, the tourists, and connecting them to the organizations and making this happen. Before this, there is no coffee tasting tour. Before this, there is no, direct communication between tourists and the farmers. So we are very happy that this is also one of our top program in Berdaya Purposeful Program, which is the area of outcome is, of course, SME sustainability and economic empowerment. Yeah, this is just our posters. We are yes, we are we are actually having this cupping activities, yeah, for the tourists that they want to, coffee appreciation and then history and basic coffee knowledge in Krui and so on. Yeah, for tourists. And these are all full of collaborating programs. And then the third one, this is also the program that I'm really, really proud of. Back in 2020, when the pandemic COVID-19 hits the hospitality industry very hard, especially in Krui, we are having a food bag donation and distribution for local community. And this is one of the case that works really well. We are collaborated with BUMDes Pesisir Barat and Mandiri Beach Club team, which is actually our competitor, but we are collaborate with them to giving a response on tackling hunger and the job loss caused by the COVID-19 pandemics. And this program is donation based. We are collaborating with our competitor, which is Mandiri Beach Clubs together. We use the power of donations from tourists that basically usually come but cannot come because of the pandemic COVID-19. And we collaborate with around 3 hospitality owners, hotel owners, to distribute foods, basic staples, kurban cattle, sapi dan kambing, and mass donation to tourism industry workers and COVID-19 health workers during Ramadan Holy Month in 2020. For me, the collaborations output that I had, that Berdaya Krui had in Berdaya Food Bank, is much more than just a benefit to the people of Krui, but also, there are no competition in a post-pandemic business landscape. We only have collaborations, and if we could see it as an opportunity to grow, that's how we grow, the collaboration. So come to rethink of it. If you want to see some, you can see your other uh, business owners, you can see it as a competitor or collaborator. It depends on how you want to see it. Okay, these are just the events that we made back into 2020 when the pandemic COVID-19 hits us very, very hard. But eventually we make a really great engagement through these programs, a program that we collaborate with our competitor. Okay, and we have Berdaya merchandise. This is just a local artisans made merchandise, because we see that when people come to Krui, they're looking for merchandises, they're looking for gifts, but they didn't have any gift shop. They didn't have anything to bring back home. So we created this merchandise, these tees that sold out very fast. Back then, we are collaborating with Mata Indonesia Clothing Company. We didn't do it by ourselves, but we fully collaborate with them. We create the designs together, And yeah, it goes well. The area of outcome, especially for the skill improvements of Mata Indonesia, because they're a local clothing company in Krui, and economic empowerment for people of Krui, because some of the portions of the profit also goes to them. And also, we're collaborating with the distribution partners, because we see that we cannot only sell it only by online. So we put them consignment in the West Coast Surf Company, Kanaya Surf Shop, and we even put it in Nalua Surf Shop in Lombok. And these are the latest programs that we had, which is just 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, which is Berdaya Talk, Kembali ke Desa webinars. And this is also a collaborations made program, which is a webinar series and podcast. We collaborate with Tourism Design Innovation Lab, Prasetya Mulia, where this webinar intends to be a source of quality information for anyone who intends, has planned, and has even decided to undergo productivity, to develop or have high hopes for village progress, or for the people involved or having stakeholders in village, or want to go back to the village to have a slow mindful living, especially during a pandemic COVID-19 dear times like this. So we collaborate with TDI Lab, where the area of outcome of this webinar is knowledge transfers, brand awareness of Berdaya Krui and TDI Lab, and digital presence. And for our first guest for the first episode of Kembali ke Desa, we have Pak Singgi Susilo Kartono, the founder of Spedagi Movement, and we also collaborate with Mas Randy Aditya from Parombong Raw Lab. So yeah, besides only collaborating with Tourism Design Innovation Lab Prasetya Mulia, every of our episode we collaborate with other parties as well that really grow us as a social enterprise. That's the program. And we also have Desa Berdaya. Desa Berdaya is physically there in Krui. We have a homestay. We are planning to have a community and program area. We will call it a collaboration area, and also a Berdaya resort. Let me take you through it. We already have Berdaya Krui Homestay. That is also a collaborational output with BUMDes, with Badan Usaha Milik Desa. So we established two villas working together with local BUMDes by co-investing and also co-managing Dana Desa in the form of sustainable business unit. It's established in the January 2021, not January 2020, and currently open for business targeting local tourists. So we have made a lot of great progress for the Desa Berdaya Homestay. Back in August, the villas are full for a whole month, and then we have a lot of guests coming from local area, Palembang, Bengkulu, Lampung, and we have a low expectation during the Berdaya Crew Homestay, but turns out this Berdaya Crew Homestays went really well and have made such a great impression for BUMDes, and giving BUMDes a lot of profitable income as well from sharing, sharing and managing this Dana Desa together with local BUMDes. Well, it is not the best hospitality in there, but it is decent, it is comfortable, and it is village built and community empowered homestay, and also a form of collaboration with BUMDes. Um, we bring more sustainable income to pemerintah desa by collaborating and managing a business unit in partnership with local BUMDes, where on behalf desa, pemerintah desa will get 40% of the profit and 20% goes to us. So that's how we co-managing together the local assets of village homestay. Okay. So this is from the English classes, and we are also planning to have community and collaborations area in the just besides our homestay. We are planning to do it probably next year. We're still looking for investors. This is gonna be a full collaborations as well, as we are looking for an upcoming investors, social investors, and anyone who are really open for our ideas of where we're going to make community and collaborations area with facilities as community areas, co-working space, communal facilities, taman baca dan belajar berdaya, amphitheater outdoor seating, and storage of where in this community and collaborations area we will showcasing a lot of collaborative event and collaborative products such as Berdaya proposal programs that we have, monthly cultural exhibitions from local exhibitors, Pasar Berdaya, which is the curations of all UMKM in Krui and Lampung area, and weekly movie screening. Um, at the heart of the collaboration, we are also planning to have Desa Berdaya Hall, which is a multi-purpose hall for Berdaya purposeful programs, equipped with permanent taman baca dan belajar berdaya, so that people and especially children can come over and come to think of it. This is like a paguyuban desa, but make it cool. A community and collaborations area with scheduled program, a collaborative curriculum, and so on. And people can come, not only from Korea. People can come here, stay here, and so on. Yeah, this is just the views of what we are planning to do. This is our homestay, and this is the area that we're gonna make our Desa Berdaya collaborations area, multi-purpose activity deck. Berdaya Hall, Taman Baca Berdaya. And yes, again, what we did here we cannot stand by ourselves. We are fully supported and collaborate with Social Innovation Acceleration Program, which we have. We are so honored to collaborate with Social Innovation Acceleration Program as our venture mentor, venture accelerator. We are grateful to have Mas Yahir. And then we also collaborate with Youth Collab and Innovative Financing Lab for our communication strategies and public relations, external engagement, and so on. And we are fully backed by UNDP Indonesia under the platform of Youth Collab Indonesia batch 2019. So my key message is that we can only power up through collaborations and to work together with each other. So that will be my ending statement, and questions are very much welcome. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, Mbak Nui. Please give a round warm of applause to Mbak Nui. So for everyone, the audience who want to ask the questions related to what Mbak Nui has explained, kindly put it in the chat box, and I can ask the questions after the discussion sessions. Okay, no. So thank you for sharing a lot about your journey in Berdaya Krui.
Okay.
As we understand, there's a lot of things, maybe mostly everything is done through a collaborations, right? So our audience here mostly consists of university student, mahasiswa. Maybe they don't still understand how to build their own ventures, or they still not sure whether to go for their own business or to work with, for a professional job in certain companies. So, do you have any suggestion how to build the muscle, how to build the habit of collaborating with other people, of doing like a certain projects together for our audience who's still in the university? Of course, as you know, collaborations is a mindset, is a habit. So when they still in the university, I agree that they should, try to do one or two project for collaboration, to train their collaboration muscle. Do you have any opinion on that? Do you have any suggestion for our university student audience here?
Hi everyone in the university student. So for me, collaborations is a humanly behavior. If we come to rethink that our humanly behavior, that we cannot stand without each other, we have to be with each other to complete our fulfillment of life. Our collaborations muscle are, it's just a mindset that we have to train in our mind. what I see from collaboration, it brings me a lot of positive input because can, I can reassess what is missing. I can know in what ways that I would want to grow. I collaborate with my friends to know and help them. And by giving is also by taking. So, in terms of enterprises, if we want to collaborate, first of all, communicate. You have to know the essence of communicating, not only speaking, but also be a great listener. What do they need? What do I need? And how can we complete each other? And from that very, very basic statement, of very humanly basic statement, it's just the way we collaborate at the very first step. And in terms of enterprises, it is cost efficient. It it brings a lot of humanly resources because we collaborate with other enterprises, and a lot of people that is involving in our program, in our project, means there are more engagement. So if I want to have a conclusions of how to train collaboration muscle, first of all, communicate. And then first of all, communicate. The second one is what is lacking. So problem deriving, and you have to know the problem, what's missing, what needs to improve, and so on. Communication, identifications of problem, and the third one is problem solving solution, which is collaboration. What is the missing puzzle that can be completed from other enterprises puzzle? So that would be my answer.
All right, awesome. So the first one is to understand that collaboration is basically our own human natures, right? No?
Yes.
Awesome. So I want to represent on behalf of my university college audience. Many of them currently are trying to look higher than just being an employees. They want to be a founders, just like you. They want to be a business person. They want to be an entrepreneurs. And when they started out, maybe they understand there's a little bit potential collaborations that can benefit them in terms of cost, in terms of potential revenues, additions, or something like that. But when I talk to some of my friends who started business just after graduation, their main concern is about, if I collaborate with them, does it make me vulnerable? Does it make me vulnerable to be attacked? For example, simple, if I throw out my idea for a program or for a product, will they copy my idea? And I found that not once or twice, I found it a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe because that's gonna be their first time ever to do collaboration in real world, right? Maybe in university they're collaborating with their friends, even though the project is maybe not that big, but they collaborating with someone they knew. But in real world, they need to establish trust with someone maybe they just recently met or get introduced by the referral or something. So, do you have any suggestion on how to establish credibility and establish trust between two parties that just knew or met not long time ago, so it can, smoothen up the exploration of potential collaborations? What this focus is for people who want to build their own ventures.
I guess it's all mindset. So it comes from our behavior. I would see that the pre pandemic business or enterprises landscape, where we are forced to be capitalists and we are forced to be, the winner of the market, we would see as other enterprises or other company as our competitor. But we see the trend that people need to be more mindful, not only to our personal level, but our enterprises level. Over that, we see other enterprises as a collaborator. We collaborate with each other. We make programs with each other, projects with each other, and so on. the hassle that come from stealing ideas and so on can be tackled by clear communications from the start. So when we come as a one enterprise, let's say enterprise A, and then we come to other enterprise B to say we need this, and what do you might want to need, and so on. We have to clear from the very starts what guideline that we are trying to boost together as a collaborator. With that guideline and standard operating procedures that is clear, the less and more minimal possibility of stealing ideas and so on. So again, communications and importance, and probably we have to fix the mindset, the mindset of competitions and rivalry and so on, because there will be no collaborations if there are such prejudices between other enterprises and so on. And what I would like to see, and as an opportunist I would see collaborations is an opportunity to grow. And rather than I'm seeing, okay, I will get a loss from these collaborations, much more sweet the trade-off is if I don't have any collaborating partners at all, I will just stay here. Of course there are costs that I have to put in collaborations, but what I see as an economic graduate, as an opportunist as well, I see and I feel that there are more benefits that I have through collaborations, and we cannot only see the black side of it. So for me, my way is still get rid of the downside of collaborations with clear communication strategy between each other, between you and other enterprises that you might want to collaborate.
All right. So the takeaways is for people, for you guys that want to start your own venture through collaborations, maybe you can start by establishing the clear agenda, something like what do you want to achieve through these collaborations and what kind of outcome that you are expecting. And then you should ask the counterpart the same. And through maybe 2 to 3 times of meetings, you guys can get like a common ground, and that's become the basis of trust.
Common
So
ground, yes,
the
indeed.
common ground, exactly, establishing the common ground. Where do you guys have trouble with, or where do you guys have a gap with, and how do you expect your collaborators to fill in that gap, and vice versa. You also ask them, what's your problem, what's your challenge, what's your agenda, and how might you guys fit in and bring values as a collaborator for them, something like that, right? Awesome. For for the audience who still has any questions, please kindly write it down on the chat box. I'm currently monitoring the Zoom calls and also the YouTubes. So if you guys have anything to ask, any kind of maybe opinions or share some experience regarding the collaborations, please kindly share it with us. Okay, so I'm gonna go to a little bit technical part of collaboration. No? Yeah. What is the strategy to establish or achieve the balance between what we gonna ask for and what we gonna give? So as you know, in collaborations we usually try to become as less monetary as possible, right?
Yeah.
So for example, you want to create this program and you invite 3 collaborators. These collaborators, we ask them or we expect them to provide A as their expertise, and we ask another collaborator as B because that's their expertise. But maybe for many of our audiences here who gonna face the first collaboration ever, maybe for their projects in campus, for their business, or for their professional career. So, what's your maybe tips or best practice on gauging the balance between what you can give and what you can take from a certain collaborations?
I never see that balance is my goal, because what I see balance is dynamics. If we keep on continuing, if we can doing the dynamics, that's for me is balance. So when I started collaborations, I know that probably they take more than me, and I give more uh, at this collaboration A. But what I see that because of that, I can continue my collaborations to collaborations B, of where I take more and then they give more. But again, it's not about give and take. So the mindset has to be fully comprehends that collaborations, we are being filling each other cups. Yeah, regardless you have much more than me or I have just a few, but we fill each other cup, and that's good. For me as collaboration collaborators, the mindsets are not saying, okay, you have more than me or I have less than you, but it's a form of collaborations and it's all dynamics. So if we come to think of it, the monetary will just fade away, because what I see is that if I do some collaboration and especially continuing collaborations, I will get much more than what I think of and what I plan of, because that's the dynamics of collaborations. Sometimes you get three pieces of cupcakes and then the other one gets five, but in the next collaborations you will have 10 and the other take two. But because it's a dynamics, you continue on doing it and doing it and doing it, and you will grow. Both of the enterprises and all the enterprises that collaborate will grow even further. So what I'm trying to achieve in the collaboration is not a balance, but the dynamics that makes us grow together. Probably that's my answer.
Oh my God, that's a very good one. I never thought of that kind of answer to this kind of questions.
Yes.
So maybe for you guys that's still wondering, so what is the difference between a collaboration or partnership or like a transactional or formal partnership? I think Mbak Nui just mentioned a very clear golden rule of collaborations, because collaborations emphasize on the flexibility, on the dynamics, and partnership or a more transactional work, it's usually become more rigid. I get this, you get that.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty
Transactional ya
of
kayak gitu.
very
Yes.
transactional, right? And I think that's the beauty and that's the advantage of collaboration, because we agree on a certain goal and we left the dynamics to how we operate day by day and how we work together. And because it's usually more open to response by the development of the work, we usually get more in the end, right?
Yes.
At least maybe not now, as you mentioned. Maybe we today we only get three, but I myself, uh, you know, feel that collaboration is much more beneficial in terms of business rather than like a transactional partnerships. So I think that's a very good point. So for everyone who wanna start exploring to collaborate or to create a partnership with your venture, with other ventures, I humbly suggest, and I think Mbak Nui also agree, you guys started with collaboration instead of partnerships.
Yes.
Okay.
There will be no loss.
There will be no loss. Exactly, exactly. And then I get another questions until we wait for one or two participants that have a question to throw. Because
Yes.
this program is about at America, and as we run through your background, you previously has also has some working experience and also educational experience from America, right? So from your point of view, what's the takeaway that Indonesian people should learn more in terms of collaborations compared to back in the states where you take your master degree? Because as we understand, the culture is pretty different, and somehow from my humble point of view, collab- uh, people in the states are getting more used to collaboration is like the norms there, and people here in Indonesia is much more afraid, is much more suspicious with each other. And it's kind of unique because from what I knew, Indonesian people is much more socially close in terms of relationship with each other, not like people in the states which more individualistic, or
Yeah.
that's what people usually stay from the one that never been to the states. So yeah, the question is, what's your take on the difference between collaboration culture from people in the States and in Indonesia, and what should we learn? What should we practice here to empower our collaborations habit and culture in business?
Okay. I would see that actually collaborations is something that is rooted from our identity as a nation. Kita udah sering dengar, we often heard gotong royong, which is a form of collaborations between each other in the community level, in a village level, in a masyarakat level. Um, in the United States, what I learned is probably collaborating between big brands, between universities, between sport teams, between brands and artists, and the big things that America has. In Indonesia, it much more something that is starting from the grassroots, but in America, it is something that is being bombarded at the higher level. Um, Both of them are good, both of them are inspiring. But for me, the best one is to have the best of both worlds. So, in terms of social enterprises, Berdaya Krui, what I founded, I want to create a collaborations entity inspired by what I learned in the United States, which is I collaborate with Social Innovation.id as an accelerator, and I collaborate with NDP, Youth Collab, collaborating with our podcast series of Universities of Prasetya Mulia at the higher level. But I want it to be a really, really strong and intense collaborations at the local level that is being inspired by the Indonesian culture, which is gotong royong. So in the lower level, the collaboration ship is something like I have in food bank together with local people, the local community. We distribute foods. We make a donation-based programs and so on. We teach English to anak-anak desa with local teachers and so on. Another forms of collaborations that we have in the grassroots. So I didn't see in Indonesia or America is much more better. But I get inspired by two sides of coins, which I think is balancing. So probably if I didn't learn from the United States, I would just be very focusing on the collaborations on the ground, but I didn't collaborate at the higher level. But because I studied in the US and US is very businessy. Business orientations are being very inspired in the US. My business orientations. I have this strong senses that at the higher level, my enterprise has to collaborate with other business partners. That's what I learned because I studied in the US. Gitu. But what I learned as me being Indonesians is that collaborations on the ground and the grassroots level is also important. So that's something that complete me as a personal and also as an enterprise founder.
All right, a very good thought on that part. So we have our own kind of collaborations,
Collaborations,
exactly, and also people from the states also they have their own
business collaboration.
business collaboration, and how we as a university student or professional or a founder can take the best out of the both, right? So
Yes.
we personally collaborate with each other since we are still very small, and we kind of leverage it the collaboration when we are on the bigger size,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I think I'm gonna ask my last questions because
Yeah.
there is no more questions from the participants. So I'm gonna talk about the potential collaborations coming from abroad. As you know, globalizations bring our country closer to each country on the world, not only on the Southeast Asia, but we can see a lot of collaboration happens from Indonesia to the States, from Indonesia to the European countries. And maybe for you guys that were just watched the news recently, our president just do a roadshow to some of the big industrial country in Europe and in the Middle East, if I'm not mistaken, to explore the potential collaborations.
Yeah.
So as you see also that this pandemic brings everything goes online and it ease up the process of exploring collaboration for not only big business or government to government, but also for young entrepreneurs or even for students. So, what's your suggestion? The question is, what's your suggestion or insight for university students and also for entrepreneurs that are looking for a potential collaboration outside Indonesia? What's the best practice on that? Because we understand that you previously collaborate with Youth Collab. It's like a UNDP based organization. It's
Yeah.
something from abroad. And you also work with, Copernic is also have a lot of collaborations in the global presence. So for the audience who want to start their first collaboration and looking for collaborators in outside Indonesia, what's your suggestion on that one?
My first collaborating partners are, let me check. Yeah, Youth Collab as as a founder of social enterprise, which is Berdaya Krui, my first collaborating partners is Youth Collab. So my suggestions, um, for you who would want to start collaborating for your first experience, is, well, it's everywhere. An opportunity to collaborate is everywhere, especially nowadays with digitalizations and so on. You can take a look at the social media. You may take a look at venture accelerator powered by other global organizations and so on. My take on UNDP Indonesia and Youth Collab, because Berdaya Kui is a social enterprise, and what the Youth Collab UNDP Indonesia is looking is a social enterprise with focus on other area around outside Java. So that's basically matches the criteria for Berdaya Krui. But for me, the first step is very technical. You may take a look around at many organizational level collaborators, which is probably for social enterprise. You can take a look at UNDP Indonesia or UNDP in general, or NGOs. You can take a look at Ashoka, or that's all United States based. So Copernic is also United States based, actually, because they have this NGO legal registered in New York, and they started because they are both UN people. And for enterprises, you may take a look around at at America. Also have a lot of informations on how to collaborate and power up your enterprises, connecting you with beneficiaries that is also benefiting your enterprises through collaborations. Um, so many startup ventures and accelerators also are a form of collaborating with other with international level organizations. But probably take a look at Angin, and then you may take a look at, well, socialinnovations.id, which you are the managing partner, Yahe. You also connecting a lot of social enterprises with international organizations as well. Probably you can also elaborate on that. But my point of view, which is very technical about collaborating with global organization, is that absorb all the informations, because it's everywhere, especially in the social media. It's on the web, it's on everywhere. um, Go to the pool or hub of information such as at America, UNDP, and then going to United Nation page, or where you will see a lot of competitions open. You will see a lot of what is it, a venture batch open as well. So the first one, probably take a look at the information. The second one is to register your enterprises or register yourself to be a part of collaborating ecosystem. And the third one, just enjoy all the experience that you have as a collaborator. Probably you know much better about this, about the informations and the how to address and how to you know get into the hub of collaborators, especially global collaborators. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mbak Nui, for the answer. So for you guys who are still wondering how could I reach out to global partners, they're everywhere, guys.
They're
Just
everywhere
go
indeed.
for some platforms. If you are starting startups, technology startups, go check Daily Social, go check Tech in Asia, some medias. And then if you are trying to start your social enterprise, you can check Angin, just the list of name from Banui. Okay, and maybe my last point on this one, because I also feel what you guys may feel right now about afraid to contact them and stuff like that. My first ever collaborations happened, I think, 7 years ago. It's kind of accidental, because back then I don't know what to do after I finish my university, and then I just start my own business, but the business is still not going anywhere. So back then, the term startup is not really popular. People don't see startup as a business. People say startup as a tech studio, not a startups. But I read it because I read a lot international media, and then one day I just found out, stumble up this name, Startup Weekend, because I read that they are a US based events organized by a US based incubators, one of the largest, and they are opening up a branch, they're opening up a partnership, they're opening up a collaboration opportunity everywhere around the world. And then back then, I just do a very simple things. I open up their website and click the contact us tab, and then there's the email there, and just putting email. Hey, I'm Adrian. I'm from Indonesia. I saw a lot of good uh, coverage about what you guys do, about your program, about your event. I also read that your programs can be replicated in many other countries.
Yeah.
And I also want to talk about how can I collaborate with you guys by, for example, helping you guys establish your presence in Indonesia. As simple as that. Very simple email with no big expectation, just, modal bismillah. That's how can I say it.
Yeah.
Turn out I was chosen to be the official country partner that during the first 3 year we run 15 startup weekend program in Indonesia, and it got me a lot of new knowledge because I met so many new people. I have this kind of leverage when I want to talk with the potential mentors for each of the event, and I can also say I think more than 50% of my personal and professional connection right now is because that one simple email, right? So
Wow.
maybe my last word to close this discussions is, don't be afraid to do things that you don't know the output, right? Just do it. You got nothing to lose, especially for you
Yes.
guys who want to start things out. Okay, maybe
Yes.
that's all, no, right?
Yes.
For
Yes.
tonight
Yes.
discussions.
Because it's everywhere as well, and might as well just start now.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's all tonight. Let's give a round of applause from Banui for today's
Thank you.
sessions. That's
Yeah.
a lot of learning. You guys can humbly follow the Instagram of Badaya
We
Krui.
are actually collaboration partners,
Yeah, we also work together back then.
and we become
Until now, sorry.
friends.
Yeah, so you guys need to follow Badaya Krui. They
Yes,
are
I got
doing
a
a lot
friend
of good
because I
stuff.
started collaborating with Yahya, for every of the audience, not only from the business sides, but I also have mentors and also a friend because I have the guts to collaborate.
Exactly.
Yet I didn't collaborate with you. Maybe I didn't know about you, or probably I was just you just another guy
So yeah,
in the
follow
community and so on,
the
right?
Instagram and DM, right? Just DM. Hey, Mbak Nui, I get this idea. How can we, work together? So, I mean, yeah,
Yes.
you don't know what a DM can do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys get a lot of new learnings. I get a lot of new insight from this tonight sessions. And after this, I'm gonna pass back the mic and time to at America team. Please take away the time and stage.
Thank you so much for our speaker and moderator for the fruitful discussion. Earlier in this event, we asked our audience, the question was, true or false, collaboration in business can help to save money? The answer is true. Collaborative relationship involve splitting intellectual contribution, hands-on work, and sometimes expenses. For example, sharing trade booth space with a complementary partner can attract more traffic and increase visitors' experience.
Yes,
Yes, and shout out to @Nadia Cahyadi from Instagram for answering correctly. Thank you to everyone who has participated to our question of the day. Don't forget to tune in next time and catch a chance to get a live shout-out from us. Now, you may be wondering, how can I develop an awesome idea with a place like this? Very easy. You can go to our website at www.atamerica.org.id, select Create a Program, and go to Collaborate with us. All the event's proposals will be reviewed and your event might be featured here soon. While you are there, you can also subscribe to our newsletter to get our weekly event updates. Well, that wraps this episode. It's been fun. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye. You can follow us. We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at @ATAmerica. You can get fun content and so much more. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining us. My name is Aninda, and see you next time. Bye-bye.